got Mark Johnson making a return trip to us from Zite.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. We didn't scare you off the first time, so we'll try and do better this time. Okay, so remind everyone what Zite is.
Zite is a personalized iPad and iPhone magazine that gets smarter as you read it. So we look at the behavior that you have on the application and try to deliver you the kind of news that you like to read.
Okay, and what is the news out of Zite now? You got some news today.
Well, really excited to team up with Bergdorf Goodman. They're sponsoring our Fashion Week section, which means that they're both going to have their brand associated with the section, and that they're going to be promoting some content within the section. So, I encourage you to download Zite and add that section.
What else would be in the section? I mean, do people go out and search their own sources of content that they want pulled in, or how does it work? Can you just maybe walk us through that a little?
Sure. We already have a Fashion Week section, and they're sponsoring it. So this is similar to, we also have a sponsorship of the technology section with Intel. And the idea is that brands can associate themselves with these sections, get in front of their target audiences, and then promote content that they're producing already, which is high-quality content, which fits in with the Zite mission to deliver users that great content.
Now, when we last spoke, which was about six months ago, back in the fall of 2011, which seems like a lickety-split ago, you joined CNN, or your company had joined CNN, and you were looking forward to working within that larger organization. Have they helped you, has that marriage helped you get your dream of getting high-quality content in the right places? Yeah,
I mean, CNN bought us because they saw a vision. They saw a product that was really impressive to them. And they've funded us really well, and they've allowed us to retain our independence, which I think has caused Zite to grow. I mean, if you look at what we've done since I was last on the program, we've launched an iPhone application, we've secured our own office in San Francisco, we've hired employees, we've got a lot of things cooking in the works right now, we've got these section sponsorships. So I think that it's been a great partnership so far, because they've realized that independence is really important for Zite to continue to grow and do what we do best.
How do these content arrangements work? I mean, I see we have the video running here, which I reviewed a little bit earlier. Do you have to make deals with various publications to bring their stories in, or does that just happen, users self-select material that's available on the web, or how does the magazine get assembled, I guess?
We look at millions of pieces of content a day, and out of those millions of pieces of content, the first thing we do is try to figure out which ones are interesting.
Right.
Then we put those into sections and try to personalize those sections to you. So we look at both the content, what people are saying about it, and what kind of content you prefer to try to deliver you a magazine. So no two people's Zites look the same.
Right.
So any given day we probably have tens of thousands of different publishers that we find online. So you think of us much more like a search engine than a curated news site.
I see. And it's all presentation then, how you see it in a magazine format as opposed to just in these atomized sort of locations throughout the web.
That's exactly correct. I mean, I think part of Zite's success is tied to the iPad. I think that form factor is just perfect for this kind of casual infotainment. I mean, if you look at the usage patterns of Zite, a lot of our usage is on the weekends and evenings. And it's not just about, it's not about me reading my technology news. Right. I'm really interested in my chess section, my astrology section, or astronomy section. And we can pull together those sections that are really in the tail of people's interest because we look at so much content every day.
Right.
So, go on.
No, I'm sorry, I was just going to ask, do you guys make money? Or do you have a revenue plan? Do you want to make money?
Absolutely. I mean, look, we're in the business to make money. That's part of the reason why CNN bought us, because they saw a lot of revenue potential here. I mean, these section sponsorships are the first ways that we're looking at making revenue. I mean, one thing that I've been adamant about is that we don't want to just put ads willy-nilly into the application. Our brand promise is delivered around getting great content in the hands of users that's personalized to them.
Right.
We don't want to put random ads in the application. That being said, I think there's lots of really interesting ad opportunities that we can look at things where the ads are actually additive to the application. So if you look at what we're doing with sponsors, they're sponsoring content within sections that's germane to that section.
Right.
It belongs there. So I think that we're actually doing a service for users, we're doing something great for brands, and we can sustain our business.
So can I just ask one follow-up to that then?
Absolutely.
Sorry,
keep going. This is great. I'm so excited for you.
No, this is sort of what I was getting to. I mean, from the perspective of a content generator, actually, which is what we do, so you pull in other people's contents and then sell ads against that content. Is that completely kosher?
No, we're not selling ads against the content. We're selling ads above a layer above the content. We're working with publishers right now to figure out what to do with their content. So to figure out the best relationship that we can have with them. So what sort of things that they want to do with their content to make sure that it's discovered and that everybody makes money at the end of the day.
Right. Okay.
that is the key, and that's what you were worried about.
Yeah, us.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
us.
me.
Are we getting our piece? No, and it's important too, because if one side is making all the money and nobody else is, then it's a partnership that doesn't work. What about competition? There are a lot of things out there, magazine-y things out there on the iPad app, and there are many more than there were 6 months ago when you were last here. Is the space getting a bit cramped? Are you feeling a bit squeezed?
We don't feel the squeeze. I definitely feel the space getting a bit cramped. I mean, to a user, I mean, all of these applications look very similar. I think where Zite really stands out is we've got some phenomenal technology that delivers really interesting news to people every day. I mean, what people say about Zite most commonly is, wow, I read stuff on Zite that I would have never otherwise read. I mean, I think that's a really interesting value proposition, and that's something you could really only deliver if you've got phenomenal technology behind it. I mean, how do you deliver a magazine for every individual one of Zite's users? I mean, you can only do that with a phenomenal algorithm.
You could also say that about the National Enquirer too. I never read that. I wasn't in the National Enquirer.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's about. So all that great stuff. On the ads front, I keep hearing mobile ads don't work. What do you think? If ads are going to be on a mobile device, they will be mobile ads. Are they going to work? How are you going to make them work?
I mean, I think you're going to have to, like, from our perspective, we have to tie it to the content somehow. Like, I don't see how putting a car ad in the food and wine section is going to add anything to Zite. I mean, in your food and wine section, you want ads about food and wine. I mean, I think another thing that's really going to work in mobile is for ads to be tied somehow to the device. So, you know, making purchases of books, for example, right onto your Kindle within the device. I think that's going to be, when you reduce transaction friction like that with users, I think that those are the ads that are going to be successful more so than trying to get someone to do a purchase somewhere else.
Yeah.